Yo, yo, 1 2 1 2. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. I'm coming through on my end. Let me see. You're not muted. How's your
Can you
audio?
hear me?
Yeah, now I can. What'd you do? You changed something.
Oh, I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yo,
Hold up.
we in the building. QE Radio is here with Reefuz Radio. We doing it big. I just wanted to introduce a man who's like a legend to me. First and foremost, uh, knew this guy for a very long time. Went to high school together. I used to look up to him. My man Parker. My man Parker used to come with the Bucks on. Act like I don't remember. All the latest Brooklyn fashion. He used to kill him. A true thoroughbred. Now he's rocking the beats. He used to always DJ, give the fresh cuts. I mean, this man is a living legend if y'all don't know. Yo, I want to introduce y'all to Reefuz Radio. What's up, big?
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? It's my boy. Like you said, we go way back. We go way back like car seats and Cadillacs. You know what I'm saying? My boy Will riding that 3 train together.
Oh,
That
yeah.
3 train. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Niggas go way back, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Home always been with the drums, you know what I'm saying? I always been with the music. We always had that in tune. You know what I'm saying? But we still here. We still here. We still doing it.
Exactly. And I remember back in the days you used to give me pointers and tips on writing, on the music part, on the DJing side, the music side. And I wonder, they always say don't wait till somebody pass away to give them their flowers. Give them their flowers today. So today, bro, I'm giving you flowers. You feel me? Appreciate you highly. Um, a lot of a lot of, well, let's start it like this, right? Just tell the world a little bit about yourself. I know you're doing the beats right now. You got Reefuz Radio. You killing the remixes and stuff like that. You just want to let the world know how'd you get started in actually like what DJing, I would
Shit.
say.
I actually got that shit started, man. I like age of 14 and shit. I see my first set of dirt. I see my first actually downstairs from my crib in BK was a record store, Jamaican joint. You know what I'm saying? I used to look up to this dude called Ricky, the rough wine specialist. Shout outs to Ricky if you ever get if he's still around. I ain't seen Holmes back then, but you know what I'm saying? I got into the music back then, mostly reggae and shit, but I was always on some hip hop shit. I came up under all that KRS, Fresh Prince. When that shit was first popping, you know what I'm saying? But I got into DJ. I had a friend that his peoples had a little set, and by coincidence, in his crib one day and shit, and I already had like a little. My pops had like a little system in the crib, you know what I'm saying, with a turntable. Or had a technique. By coincidence, my boy he had a technique, the same technique that I had in the crib. So I stole his shit, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? To double up, you feel me? And went from there, you know what I'm saying? From there, you know what I'm saying? I started, buying records, going 34, hitting up rock and soul, going full and buying records, you know what I'm saying? And from there, it just took off, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Oh yeah.
Been my passion ever since. Besides other things, you know what I mean? But it's been my passion.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now I feel you. Actually, it's semi amazing because I know back in the days a lot of us used to know you for the fashion and the dance and the house music.
Yeah. On some real shit. On some real shit. That's where it started. That's where it started. It started with the reggae shit and the house music, mixing mixing reggae. You know what I'm saying? Dancehall shit and the house music. Like you said, you know what I'm saying? Your boy was on the dance. Me and your boy T Nolly, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? your boy
Tinali,
T.
rest in peace. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We used to get it popping at the dance. Feel
Yeah.
me? So yeah, that's like origin story and shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas used to hit the club shit. Niggas, that's back in the day when you didn't need no ID to get in the club. You know what I'm saying? We used to be all 15 in the Palladiums and you know what I'm saying, all them undergrounds and all that shit. You feel me? All up in Manhattan. Yeah. That's where it all started.
That's crazy, right? I know. And we still here to this day. That's what's popping. But one of the things that I wanted to get into is, and right now I see you on the production side, and I mean to be honest with you, I know myself personally, I see you killing it. Um, I mean, how did you get into the production side?
Well, I always had my mind on that shit for the longest. But due to circumstances, not even due to circumstances, you know what I'm saying? Because you know I've been the barber forever too. So that was like, you know what I'm saying? That was like priority, you know what I'm saying? I was stuck in the barber shop and trying to get to that paper, then I was into the production shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though I had, you know what I'm saying, I had a lot of people that was in the music, had a lot of homeboys that, you know what I'm saying, went through, you know what I'm saying, deals and making music and shit like that. And I always had like little inputs here. I was always like the fly in the wall type shit, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But I always had like production in mind. Like I said, even from back in the days, from doing the blends, shit like that, you know, coming from Ron G and all that shit, you know what I'm saying, taking off of them, you know what I'm saying, doing the blends and, you know what I'm saying, looping shit. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, I get me a little mixer with a sampler and, you know what I'm saying, just be playing around like that.
Oh
But, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying, thank God to this little digital age, shit became a little bit more accessible, you know what I mean?
true,
So, so it's like really now that I'm like really putting, you know what I'm saying, like really putting my foot down on it, you know what I mean?
true indeed, true indeed. So that's a good thing to talk about. I mean, all right. So
I
you came.
actually, I want to say maybe like the last year, like I said, like in the last 2 or 3 years when I really started like really doing production. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, mm. So what do you favor more? Do you favor more the analog DJing days, or do you favor more this digital this new digital, I'm gonna say this new digital trend that's out right now?
Oh, definitely. I mean, definitely the digital shit is the wave. Is more accessible. You got more accessible tools. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, you know what I mean? To have the shit that you got nowadays, you might spend 20 grand. You know
Mm.
what I mean? To get all the shit that you need.
Yep.
Now,
Even just to get a
you,
little
you,
studio up. Yep.
you don't even need a fraction of that to get some shit done. You know what I mean? You can spend some extra money. You can spend some extra money and take your shit to another level. But as far as getting organic shit done, you know what I mean? That shit is a fraction. You know what I mean?
Mm. So let me ask you this question, right? Because right now with this digital age, would you say the market got saturated when back in the days when it was analog, it was really more talent than just saturation. Now it seems like it's more saturation, just talent, because like you said, you could spend $500, you'll have a little home studio set up. And I mean, now you got these little G's out here just putting out any old thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but you know, yes, it's saturated. It's also talent. The only difference now is that you could actually more pick and choose what you wanna listen to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So you got multiple avenues now that you could recognize the talent from the from what we would call the biters. You know what I'm saying? Um,
I always say that. Yep.
biting is allowed. Biting is allowed now because, and that's not because of talent. That's because of motherfuckers that want to get on. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that sounds like that's popping. So it's like shit. I want to get on, so I got to make something like that. When you still got some of the purists that focus more on being original and being who they are instead of trying to follow a line. But you know what I'm saying? Where there's good, there's bad. You know what I mean? And everybody got their option. Everybody got their own lane.
True indeed. True indeed. Well, one of the things that bugged me out is I say all the dudes that are rapping now. Well, not all of them. Some of the dudes that are rapping now. Um, I mean, we used to consider them like the dweebs. You know what I mean? Like you come out with all this like back then it was all about flow. So remember, even I remember when we was on a train, you'd be like, yo, craft your flow, craft your flow. And I mean, you come across ciphers and stuff like that. You hear dudes coming through with the you be like, yo, what the hell is that? Yo, cut that shit out. But now it's a little bit more acceptable. And I mean, then it turned into the mumble rap. I mean, how do you
Well,
you had a conversation with me where you actually see it going back to the original state.
well, that shit don't got nothing to do. Personally, I don't think my personal opinion is that shit don't got nothing to do with talent. That shit got to do with those that control the media outlets. They're the ones that got the say on what's heard more widely, right? Even back in the days, you know what I'm saying? Even back in the days, you had motherfuckers that was doing music, that was doing hip hop, but just ain't never got on. I'm pretty sure a lot of dudes that's like, damn, home was hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like this is probably one of the hardest dudes I ever heard. But
Yep.
dudes they never get on because they wasn't marketable or for whatever reason. You know what I mean? So the music the music that you hear on mainstream media now is more for a marketing purpose instead of for music's sake. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of marketing a product than displaying art, right? Like you could go like it's the difference. It's just like art, right? Like you could go to the Guggenheim, or you could go to some basement shit deep in the village somewhere in Soho, and you know what I'm saying. You see the commercial shit in the Guggenheim, but you go to the basement shit in Soho in the village somewhere, and you see the you know what I'm saying. You see the dudes that's out like putting it in. You feel me? That's paying the dues and like getting inspired by shit that's organic. So that's the difference, you know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers, the dudes that's in the basement joints, they probably won't get in the Guggenheim for another 20 years until somebody happen to drop into one of them basements and like, you know what I'm saying, one of them gatekeepers jump into the basement and be like, yo, I'm about to bring big this dude up. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference, you know what I'm saying? It ain't about talent, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times them dudes that do be having talent come from the gutter, but once they get put on, they get molded for a marketing stance. And even them dudes start after a while, like it's just like any other album. Like you hear the first album, you be like, damn, that shit hard. Second album, you be like, damn, that shit hard. Third album, like, yo, this shit different.
Yeah, it do be different. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's the game. It ain't dudes want to eat. You know what I mean? So you can't really be mad at them. You know what I mean? You can't really be mad at them. It all depends on the individual and what suits the individual. You feel me? I was just having a conversation with somebody about this last night. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about, like folks talking about like wanting to be rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I want to be rich. I'm like, yo, I had to ask him a question. I said, all right, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But what's rich to you? Like, what's a dollar amount that's rich for you? What you consider rich? You feel me?
Yep.
So depending on what your dollar amount is, what rich is, it depends on what you're willing to do to get to that dollar amount. You know, back in the, you remember back in the day, remember back in the day, motherfuckers that had that dumbass conversation like, yo, would you let such and such fuck you for $1 million?
That
You know
used
what
to
I'm
be the
saying?
dumbest conversation. Yep, I know.
And some motherfuckers would be like, you feel me? And some motherfuckers would be like, shit, if nigga just gonna fuck me one time, yeah, I'll take it. Some motherfuckers be like, hell no. You feel me?
Yep,
So
that
it's,
that that
it's
that.
on the individual.
It's funny you say that too, because I mean, to be honest with you, when those questions used to come out, I do remember we all used to look at people in a funny way, like, and now it's out where, I mean, a lot of these dudes, you find out a lot of these dudes got on because of that way. So it's kind of ironic, and so somebody asked me a while ago, well, damn man, you mad talented, bro. I mean, like you said, when you measure success, it all depends on the person how you measure success. But for two, I used to tell them, well, yeah, I guess I'm not super out there because I never took it in the ass, so I don't know. So I wasn't into that game plan. But when you talk on that, right?
Like you said, you know what I'm saying?
What do you call it? What I was going to say was when you mention marketing, right? So why do you feel so many artists why do you feel so many artists feel like the only way they could be marketed is by the street? And I know, I mean, a lot of these dudes, um, it's either one or two things. Either they're not really street and they just marketed that way, or like, you know, let me get the question right. Why do you feel like dudes only feel like their marketing plan has to be street? Why can't people try to come out original, right? And because you know what's funny to me? Like to me, Eric B and Rakim was more street than they marketed themselves as being street. I used to always hear that growing up. And what do you think about that? Like nowadays, these
well,
dudes all
that's
want to show like they street when they really not. So you understand?
because the consumer is in the street. The consumer is outside.
Mm,
The people that are gonna spend money, they outside. So you have to market to the street because them the people that spending the money. You feel me? So that's why dudes do that. You know, to have a street appeal, to be accepted in the street because it's the cats in the street that's spending the paper. The paper don't come from the top. The paper come from the bottom and rise to the top. You feel me? So
yeah.
that's the reason. You know,
Well,
and
I
like I
guess
said,
I
that's
guess
that's
where I was trying to go with that was like to me when we were growing up, dudes were street, but they didn't act street, if that makes sense. Like let's say like like EPMD. EPMD was like very street in the raps, right? But when you saw their music videos, it was, and it's funny, I got the bucket hat on, but it was more that you got to chill, and and it was more like the music and the dancing side. Meanwhile, like it amazes me right now because when I look at
but but but
everybody want to
but
talk
that
about
but that
gas.
but that goes that
That goes to what?
that goes that goes back to what I was saying about the people that control the mainstream medias. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like those people that control the mainstream media, they're not experts in music or style or anything like that. They're experts in marketing. They study graphs. You know what I'm saying? They study study what's hitting and what's gonna be hitting. You feel me?
Mm.
So they game plan for that. They market that. They like, okay, they the one in the streets and see what's going on in the streets. Like, yo, this shit is hot in the street. You feel me? So this is what's gonna sell.
Mm.
You feel me? So that's all. That's just all. It don't got nothing to do with artists. It's a product that they selling. They're not, you know what I'm saying? They're not pushing art. They selling a product. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's what it is. It's like the difference. It's like the difference between having a Ralph Lauren polo and a regular polo, right? Now,
You mean U.S. Polo
Ralph
Assassin?
Lauren polo gonna run you $60.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Ralph Lauren polo gonna run you $60-$70, right? Official one, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Not
Yep.
this shit from TJ Maxx. Or I'm talking about the shit that you cop in Nordstrom or Macy's.
Oh yeah.
Shit that's wrapped in the paper. You feel me?
Yep.
That's gonna run you $60-$70, right? But then that's the joint that went through the highest quality control. That polo gonna last you 10, 15 years. You're gonna wash that shit 100 times. It's still gonna be fresh. You feel me? So now you could get the one from TJ Maxx or whatever the case might be that might run you 30, 35, right? But that went through the grade C inspector. The grade C inspector's like, yeah, this one is all right. Send it to TJ Maxx. You feel me? You might get 10 washes out of that.
Distribution.
Right? But
yeah.
now if you get like an off brand, like a regular polo shirt, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not talking about like polo the brand, but the polo style shirt, off brand shit that you like $20 for, you know, 3 washes in, that shit is stretched out and it's finished. You gotta dump that.
Yeah.
So it's the same concept.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same concept. It's the same concept. But the $20 joint to sell more of those because more people could afford the $20 one.
Mm. Makes sense.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yep.
So versus buying one polo, Ralph Lauren might sell one polo, but I'm like, shit, I sold 5 of these $20 joints.
Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm.
So that's the marketing plan. That's the marketing plan. There's a lane for everybody.
Well, yeah, I guess we saw that, right? With Little Nas X that took hip hop by storm. Well, I can't even say hip hop. Let me correct myself. Took rap by storm, which was
Yeah, that ain't
yeah, that's not hip hop. Yeah, I thought about that. That's why I said let me correct myself.
that ain't hip hop.
That was yeah.
That's another. You feel me? That's another conversation. You feel me?
Yep.
That you know the official hip hop heads know what hip hop is, but we don't got to talk about that. If you hip hop, we know you hip hop. We reckon the real hip hop heads recognize that. You feel me? Because hip hop ain't just music. You know what I'm saying? That shit gotta be all the elements in one.
Yep.
It ain't just music. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, rap is one thing. Anybody could rap. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could practice rapping. You feel me? But hip hop, that's something that, you know what I'm saying, you go to sleep, you wake up, you walk the streets, that's what you do daily. That's what you do daily.
Mm.
That's everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? From wherever you work at, from whatever you do, from however you talk, however you walk, whatever, that's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But rapping, that's just a piece. You know what I mean? Anybody could do that.
Mm.
Anybody could do that.
Mm.
So, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
True indeed. Hey, let me ask you this question then. Um, you touched on it a little bit in regards to success, and I just wanted to get your intake on it, and I'm sure a lot of people want to know your intake on it too. I wanted to ask you about the psychology of the successful artists as compared to the psychology of the non-successful artists? And what do you think were the steps that were taken to where one make it to one level and then one make it to another level? What do you think the steps were put in, from your point of view?
Well, from my point of view is like I said, you know what I'm saying, is what you deem to be success, right? Um, some people rate success as a monetary level, you know what I'm saying, as a monetary thing. Some people measure success by um by how they live and how they living, right? Which isn't always the same thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
It don't matter how much money you got, you know what I'm saying? You're still a human and you still got shit that you gotta deal with as a human being.
Hmm.
Right? And no matter how much money you got, if you don't deal with it correctly, then you know, you gotta deal with you.
I think you breaking up there, fam. Hold on, let's see. Okay, there you go. You back. I think I lost
Yeah.
you for a little bit. So go ahead. What you were saying?
Yeah, so like I was saying, you know what I'm saying, success is objective,
Mm.
you know. To some extent, yeah, you know what I'm saying, to some extent it is monetary, right? But to some it isn't. You know what I mean? You got some motherfuckers living in the street that's happier than motherfuckers that's millionaires. So what's you know what I'm saying? What's the,
Yo, that
you
was
know,
G Code. Yep, that was G Code. I didn't
so
expect that to come out, but yeah, that's true. That's true. I've
so so it's
seen
like
it.
so it's like I said, you know what I'm saying? That's on the individual. What you consider success? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's an objective thing. As far as music is concerned, success is up to the individual. I can't remember who it was that I was watching. I think it was KRS or something, and he said some shit that was some real shit. He's like, yo, back in the days, you know, cats wasn't rhyming per se to to get rich. Cats was rhyming to be the nicest nigga out.
Yep.
You feel me? Like if
Yep.
I was rhyming, I was trying to be the nicest nigga out.
Yep.
Fuck whatever else was going on. You know what I'm saying? Fuck whatever else was going on, who this, that, whatever the case might be. But I was rhyming because eventually I wanted to be the nicest nigga out.
Do you
You know what I'm saying?
feel? Do you feel Jay-Z changed that in regards to as far as putting the money value on success? Because I mean, I understand what you're saying. When KRS, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, all of them was rapping, they was rapping to be the nicest out.
Nah,
Jay Z
nah,
came out with "I'm out for presidents to represent me," and then the whole industry was talking about money and presidents.
nah, but Jay wasn't talking about rapping to be rich from rapping. Jay Z was talking about I get paper.
Period.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
He wasn't some shit like I'm rapping to get paper. Like I get paper. Period. No matter what it is that I'm gonna do, I'm doing it to get this paper. You feel me? Not
True
just rap.
indeed.
What I do on a day-to-day basis is about getting paper. What you do is what you do, and what they do is what they do. But when I come outside to get paper. You understand what I'm saying?
That's a
So
good point.
so that was Jay Z's point of view. Now, if we want to talk about Jay Z wasn't always Jay Z. I done been to shows back in the days when Jay Z got booed off stage. I've been there. You
They
understand?
don't talk about that, huh?
So, I mean, but it's all good. That shit. Listen, if you
Yeah,
came
you
up,
got to come up. Yeah.
you came up when we came up. If your first four bars wasn't hard, if you ain't start hard,